Sometimes the breaks just don't go your way, and that's how it's been for the Giants in this series. But hopefully for tonight's starter, all the bad breaks are behind him. Matt Cain has been on the disabled list twice this season, but he was back in the groove last Friday. Tonight, Cain looks to play the role of the stopper against the Nationals next. Wednesday night baseball here at AT Park as fans filing in to get ready for Giants baseball. This is game 3 of a 4-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Nationals have had their way. They've won a laugher, and then last night they won a close one. So tonight, it's time the Giants play Giants baseball, and that would be get a good start and pick up a run or two with runners in scoring position. How about that?
That sounds like a pretty good formula. And you look at the pitchers involved in tonight's ball game. Tanner Roark, a young pitcher with the Nationals, has been likened it to Greg Maddux. So we're kind of anxious to see this guy throw. His opponent tonight, Matt Cain, is throwing great baseball. In fact, he locked into a set of mechanics his last outing against the Mets. 7 strong innings, 3 hits allowed. And lifetime against this Nationals team, he's never been beaten. 3-0 with a 1.66 ERA. So, once again, we said it last night, we'll say it tonight. It's going to be all about pitching. All right, Matt Cain on the hill. He is the horse, and the Giants are looking for a stopper. When we come back, Amy G is going to take a look at Matt Cain's last start. It was a good one, and she'll do that from AT Park right after this.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by Toyota, #1 in NPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Your San Francisco Giants once again in bounce-back mode as they search for their first win against the Nationals. Game 3 of this 4-game set. Fans are going to see Matt Cain square off against Tanner Roark. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And after missing a few starts in the rotation, Matt Cain returned to the hill on June 6th with a vengeance. His fastball had a lot of life, and he said it was the key to his 7-inning outing. It's our AT&T U-verse rewind this evening. We take you back to the game. Cain took a no-hitter into the 6th inning, and he had a lot of motivation after the game. He said it, quote, stinks when the guys are playing well and you're standing there watching it. You want to be a part of it. You want to help. And Sergio Romo said, quote, he threw that first pitch 93 miles an hour, and it's like, okay, he's here. And all of a sudden, we're in the 6th inning with no hits. It was a great outing for Cain. He's hoping to help tonight. The Giants hoping he's a stopper. Cook and Kipe will be back with lineups and first pitch, but after these messages, we're going to check in with our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, so stay with us.
to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 56 degrees here at the yard. Winds at 10 miles per hour. Humidity's high, and it is partly cloudy. Take a look at Matt Williams' lineup. It'll go like this. It'll be Denard Spand in the leadoff spot. And Spand, you can see he's in that leadoff spot. He's been tough. Anthony Rendon will hit second. Then it's Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche, Ryan Zimmerman. That's the beef. Desmond is hitting in the sixth slot. Then Espinoza, Jose Lobaton, Ramos, the catcher, went on the disabled list. And pitching and batting ninth is Tanner Roark. So that's Matt Cain as he leads the Giants out of their dugout as they're looking to win a game in this series. They're 0-2. And the Nationals have played them tough.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Matt Cain making start number 10. Hard to believe he just has one victory against 3 losses. ERA 3.52. When you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that he is really had great command with. He'll 2 and 4 seam the fastball. It'll go anywhere from 91 to 94. He's got a cutter, a changeup, a curveball, a slider, and right now it's all working. His last outing against the Mets, 7 strong innings, 3 hits allowed, and it was the command of his fastball that really set up the outing. Lifetime against these Nationals, 5-4 with a 3.12 ERA. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Matt Cain. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it will be Blanco, Pagan in pinch, the best arm in right field. Crawford and Arias on the left side with Pablo Sandoval ill tonight. Arias is at third. Brandon Hicks joined by Michael Morse on the right side of the infield, and Buster Posey will be in the squad, putting down the signs. As Matt Cain tries to stop the 2-game losing streak.
Nationals won a laugher on Monday 9-2, and then a very tough loss last night. A well-played game. Nationals beat him 2-1. 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. See the last 4 starts for Matt Cain. Not many decisions, but he's pitched very well. Madison Bumgarner took the tough loss last night, only allowing 2 earned runs in 7 innings. So Span's going to lead it off. He's 3 for 8 in the series. And Cain looks into Buster Posey, and now the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's high. So we get started at 7:15, right on time. Span overall at 278 with a home run. 14 runs batted in. 1 for 3 lifetime against Cain. And it does seem like every time you turned around, he's been on the bases.
He's had a nice series.
So here's the 2-0 delivery. And it's a strike called by Phil Cuzzy. Davis, Walcott, and Marquez from first to third.
Cuzzy can have a very tight zone. Low ball preference, but you will get some bell highs occasionally. Can have a little inconsistencies with his corners. But if you show him you can throw strikes early, you can stretch that zone on both sides of the plate.
And it's 3-1.
Good change up there, just missed.
Nationals are 34-29. They're tied with the Braves for first place in the National League East. They've won 3 straight. And that's ball 4.
Let's take a look at the pitch grips that Matt Cain will use tonight. There's the four-seam fastball with the thumb right between the forefinger and the middle finger. Now there's the two-seam fastball, and he'll put the thumb underneath the forefinger. Line it up that way. And there's the slider with both these fingers getting a feel of the seam. And there's the curveball, which he throws off the side of his middle finger. And then there's the circle changeup. Little circle on the side, and you throw it with the weak part of your hand. Middle finger, ring finger, little finger.
Here's Rendon, who takes a strike. He played yesterday, did not play on Monday, and he went 2 for 4. But you can see he's been dangerous the last 7 games. He's got some pop. He's never faced Cain before. And that pitch is low and away with Worth on deck.
Hey, the whole family's here.
And they stopped by the dugout store before they came into the park.
That's a good looking bunch right there. Ready, game faces on, good to go.
Cain at the belt. And it's low. So it's 2-1. Cain trying to find himself here in the first inning. Span's got 9 steals. He's been thrown out just 2 times. And he rolls this one foul, so it's 2-2. The Giants have lost 2 straight, a bit unusual for them lately. They're 42-23. They're 22-11 at home and 10-5 against the East. So Span has showed no signs of going. We'll see what he does 2-2. He does not go. And it's a full count, and now he probably will go.
It's hard to say that you could have a big pitch in the first inning, but this is a big pitch.
Kind of a big pitch, yes.
I mean, you're a ball away from having the table setter set it up for the beef. This ought to be a pretty good pitch to hit. It's got to challenge him.
Span goes, and he walked him. So this game starts with back-to-back walks.
And the skipper's taking a walk.
Here's Worth.
Always talk about that little inning of vulnerability, and for the good rhythm pitchers, it's the first inning. Don't know what's working. Don't know if you have a good rhythm.
Worth hitting .293. He's got 4 hits and 7 at bats lifetime against Cain. He's got 3 hits in the series. And he chases him off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes.
The one thing about Cain, and he's missing, but he's not missing by much. I mean, he's just a little shy of the strike zone, all around the strike zone.
And a strike to Worth. It's a ball and a strike. Good speed at second. Rendon runs okay at first. Two and one.
Now you can see what Cain's trying to do. He's trying to go in hard on that inside corner. Understandable. Jason Worth, a big guy, 6'5", 245 pounds. And guys who are 6'5", traditionally, you got to get in on the inside part of the plate at the hands.
3-1 on the pitch in the dirt. Worth is not going to help you out.
He is not, and this is a very patient hitting team. They are not in any hurry to have their at-bats determined. They want to get pitches out of a pitcher, especially a good pitcher like Kane. And they're not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, so they will take.
Go. 3-1 with 2 aboard and nobody out. And not close.
Well, you pitch long enough, and just about everything's going to happen to you. And I don't think Kane has ever walked 3 guys in a row to start a ball game. The most walks that Kane has had in a game this season is 4. So Dave Righetti going to come out and say, "How you like my new haircut?" Talk about how you feel. Are you healthy? Are you throwing around something that doesn't feel good? How's your leg? Remember a couple starts ago, had to go on the disabled list with a hamstring injury. So I think that's just basically a how do you feel meeting.
Make sure that health-wise he's fine. Span, Rendon, and Worth have all walked. LaRoche hit .311, 8 home runs, 31 driven in. And he takes a low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And LaRoche, another one of those guys who just is not going to help you.
This will be the 18th pitch of the inning for Kane. And a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And really, it hasn't been a squeeze job from Phil Cuzzi. I think he's called it the way it should be called. I mean, it should be 3 walks. That's called major concern right there.
Pitch is wide. So the fastball problematic right now. It's 2-1.
And that really has been his strength. That's what's so unusual about what has happened here tonight with the 3 walks to start the game on. Kane has been able to dot an I with that fastball. Tonight he cannot find the rhythm of it.
Hit on the ground and a base hit. So Span and Rendon are going to score. Moving to third is Worth. And it's 2-0. Well, he gets the ground ball, but it's not at somebody.
Well, they always say walks come back to hunt, and that is the case here. Off the crack of the bat, he's thinking, all right, maybe I got a chance for 2. He turned around and looked to see where everybody was, and the shift that they put on just bit him.
Yeah, not a major shift, but definitely playing him to pull. So here's Zimmerman and a curveball, and that's a strike. Zimmerman hitting at .281. He's 0 for 8 in the series. And he taps this one to Kane. Kane looks at home and decides to get the out at first. Worth scores an RBI for Zimmerman. And it's 3-0.
And all 3 walks have come across the plate. So they have indeed haunted.
So here's Desmond. Desmond hitting .238, 13 home runs, 42 runs batted in. LaRoche at second, and it's 0-1. Kane looks to second, and it's wide to even the count at 1-1 strike. Kane had a no decision against the Nationals last year, but pitched good. Today, however, off to a rocky start. Out of play, it's 1-2.
And it's how he's had the rocky start, with the lack of command, which is so uncharacteristic of Kane. And he's facing a lineup, as you pointed out, they're just not going to help you out. They're not going to swing out of balls out of the strike zone. They're going to make you come to them. A very patient bunch. If you were to sum up this group with one word, patience would be a good one to describe them.
Buster Posey keeps it close. It's 2-2. Watch a veteran guy trying to figure it out on the fly against big league hitters. So it's 2-2. Hit on the ground to Crawford. Crawford to Morris. Desmond's retired. LaRoche stays at second. And here's Espinoza. Give you an idea how weird the game can be. The ball that Desmond just hit was hit harder than the ball Adam LaRoche hit.
Funny game. That's why you never know.
Espinoza hitting at 229. And he takes high, 1 and no strikes.
Yeah, they get their gloves on. They're ready.
Yeah, they are ready.
These guys came psyched, ready to go.
Now I'm giving some pointers with chopsticks. Espinoza lays off. It's 2-0.
This is the big hitter right here. I mean, once you get to 2 outs, you've got 3 runs in, you're thinking, all right, I can get out of this. But you got to nail it down here. If Espinoza gets a hit, knocks in a run, and it continues, it's devastating mentally to a pitcher.
And it's high. It's 3-0. On deck is Jose Lobaton. And a strike. And this is very odd. Yasmero Petit is getting up. I don't believe Bruce Bochy is going to let Kane go too far in this game with a guy like Petit ready to go.
Well, not when they're still concerned about a hamstring. I mean, you know, if you ask Kane, how's your leg? Fine. I mean, he could have a compound fracture and tell you it's fine. I mean, it's just the way he is. But I don't think he has been 100% since coming off the deal. I mean, I just, you know, he just wants back out there. But you're right. They're not going to let him expose himself in this game. They won't.
So Espinoza takes the walk.
And he was really underneath that one. That's the 4 walks most ever in an inning for Matt Cain in his career. That's 10 years.
So here's Lobaton Lobaton, a couple of home runs, 10 driven in. And be careful with him too. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Next pitch will be number 34. That's a lot of pitches.
Foul. Look out into the seats as bodies go flying. I saw one big guy getting out of dodge. Looks like everybody's okay.
Yep, she's all smiles.
It's 0-2. High, 1-2.
Yeah, that's right where they wanted it. They wanted the elevator fastball. The thing about Kane, I mean, you watch him and he looks the same. Whether he's just given up 3, walked 4 in an inning, or he just struck out the side.
And they're going to say Lobaton went around to end the inning. 3 runs here in the first. Giants are coming up. No Sandoval. Sandoval ill. It'll be Pagan, Pence, and Buster Posey. He's got an 8-game hitting streak. He's starting to feel pretty good at the plate, followed by the former national Morris, then Crawford, Hicks, and Blanco. Arias in place of Sandoval hitting 8th, and then Kane 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Washington Nationals will be the right-hander Tanner Roark, pronounced Roark, 6'2", 230-pounder. This is his first year at the big league level. He's 27 years of age. And when you take your at-bats against Roark, you're going to see a good sinker, which is his backbone. Curveball, slider, changeup, pretty much the 4 pitches you see from a starting pitcher. And then he will be very creative with that slider, or the sinker rather, in that he will do a lot of front door sinkers to lefties, a lot of back door sinkers to righties. He will throw it on both sides of the plate. When he's right, you're going to see a lot of ground balls, but he can also strike you out. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Tanner Roark. Starting in the Nationals outfield from left to right will be Zimmerman, Span, and Worth. Best arms at left and right. Desmond and Rendon on the left side of the infield. Espinosa and LaRoche on the right side. And Jose Lobaton will be in the squad, putting down the signs. 89 years young. There's a gamer Babe. Looking good at a Babe.
So here's Pagan, and Pagan takes a strike. Pagan, you see his average, 5th in the National League. Blanco started for Pagan on Monday. Pagan did pinch hit and went 0 for 1. Pagan 1 for 5 last night.
Pretty straight away, the way they set the defense against Pagan.
Tapped right back to Roark, and Pagan will be retired.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. And in that, Tanner Roark, I know he's 27, not really a kid, but he doesn't have a big league year yet. He's a kid, and the Giants have never faced him. Figure him out. And that means, you know, he has a sinker. Make him get that thing up. And number 2, find the homer. What happened to the home run? Oh, that was a lot of fun. Giants need to go break out that long ball just for funsies.
Oh, it'll happen like 4 times tonight.
There you go.
Here's Pence. Pence hitting at 290. Pence 1 for 3 on Monday, 1 for 4 in the game last night. Posey to follow, and that's right at the knees, and it's 1-2.
Roark isn't really going to impress you with a lot of velocity. He's going to impress you with movement and command. You're right around 90.
Got him.
And that's that backdoor sinker we're talking about. You give up on it early. And when you see it for the first time, it's advantage Roark. Sit up in the outside corner, watch the movement come back in. Boom. It's almost like a little left-handed cutter. Nice pitch.
And it's a strike.
Yep.
So here's Posey, 271, 8 home runs, 29 runs batted in. And he looks at a fastball high. Michael Morris on deck. 3-0 Nationals if you just joined us. Matt Cain walked the first 3 hitters and they all scored. And this is out of play and it's 2-1. Yeah, it's got to be there somewhere. It's in somebody's nachos.
There we go.
There we go.
Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. Posey taps this one and Roark spears it. And that'll end the inning. Desmond would have had that one anyway, but it turned out to be a nice play by Roark. After 1, 3-0 Nationals.
Pablo Sandoval a last-minute scratch. Guys, he's been battling the flu, or the crud, as Boch likes to call it. He is on antibiotics. He also took a pretty tough tumble last night in the 6th inning at home plate. Bruce Bochy said earlier today he lost some skin on that slide. We certainly hope the Panda feels better, guys.
That's the type of slide where you just don't lose the first layer. You go down to about the third, because that's about 250 pounds of knees scraping across hard dirt.
Ouch.
It is an ouch. That's the one where the sheets stick to your knees when you wake up.
Go to the bathroom and the sheets follow you.
Oh my gosh. Here's Roark.
Saw Dave Greshner, the Giants head trainer. He's had his hands full today.
Well, he also, trainers get a red alert. A guy walks the first 3 hitters, it sends up a red flag.
Especially a guy that has absolutely been impeccable with his command. Plus the velocity's been around 91. We haven't seen it up again. So mechanics that we talked about that were so good with Kane in his starting to get the Mets, he's not been able to find them tonight.
And that's dribbled foul. Anything that looks out of the ordinary or is a bit unusual, when a guy has a track record, the trainers are going to go, oh, okay, I'm going to find out what's going on.
Well, they know it usually is caused by a guy throwing around some discomfort.
And we're by no means saying that that's going on.
No. I insinuated that he wasn't 100%. He might be 100%, just having a rough night. But the mind of a trainer, the mind of a pitching coach is such that if he's not right, something's got to be the reason for it.
Pence is drifting back. 1 out.
Well, it was announced this week that the 2014 Giant Race Runner bobblehead is Buster Posey. All participants in the 2014 Giant Races will receive this exclusive Buster Posey bobblehead. The races, which end on the field at AT&T, take place on September 7th, and they will sell out. Register now at giantrace.com to secure your Buster Posey Runner bobblehead. For more information, go to giantrace.com.
So here's Span. Span shows bunt, and he bunts it foul. Span opened up the game with a walk. And he lifts this one out to Blanco. 2 outs.
Now let's take a look at our Expo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, and take a look at the motion. Very compact, short step, very balanced position here. The knee and the front elbow come out at the same time. You look at the short arm high 3/4 release that he has, and you don't see any flaws there at all. There was no push in that delivery. He was out front.
So here's Rendon. And he smokes this one right at Pagan. And Pagan's going to reach up, and that'll end the inning. So a 9-pitch inning from Matt Cain, and that's what he needed. It'll be Morse, Crawford, and Hicks coming up. brewed Coors Light. Starters ERA, the Nationals and Giants 1/4, 1/5, and the bullpen 1/1, 1/3. So overall ERA, the Nationals are first and the Giants are third.
A lot of similarities. Neither team really runs a lot. Giants have 30 stolen bases. Nationals have 29. Now that's 93-mile-an-hour sink on the outside corner that is coming back into the strike zone. That's the one that you have to stay on if you're hitting from the right side. And say the same thing about hitting the left side. He's going to use that side of the plate a lot.
Hit back up the middle and a base hit for Morris. And the Giants have their first base runner, and it comes here in the second inning. So here's Crawford. The more RBIs that Crawford gets, and I know Sandoval's injured or sick, but let's forget about that. The more RBIs he gets, the higher he hits in the lineup. He's got 33 runs batted in, which is second on this team. This is hit into left center field. Lots of room for Span. One out. And here's Hicks. Hicks hitting 182, 8 home runs, 22 driven in. Morris with his lead, and Hicks takes a strike. Gregor Blanco on deck. Roark deals, swing and a miss, nothing in 2. They, being the folks around the Nationals, say he just likes to get the ball back and throw it. Works quick. Consequently, his defense plays very well behind him. And Hicks takes that one in the dirt.
So back-to-back breaking balls, and that was the 0-2 teaser that Hicks was able to lay off of.
Got him.
Oh, that's the paint right there.
I mean, I might be mistaken, but Phil Cuzzy threw up that right arm before Lobaton caught the ball.
Almost like Cuzzy called the pitch. He knew it was coming.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's Blanco.
Pretty good pitch. Gets it with a double pump. And then he looked at it. I never liked it when umpires looked at me.
I didn't either. Swing and a miss.
You're hitting left-handed against Roark. You got to think left field. It's a tough guy to pull, especially if he works the outside part of the plate. They're setting up in. When he sets up in, he's going to come with that front door sinker most of the time. I mean, he really, that's his side of the plate. Away to righties, into lefties. And that's what reminds a lot of people of Greg Maddux, is how he uses a front door sinker, back door sinker.
And that'll end the inning. A little pop-up dance from Rendon, and that'll do it. Giants do get a hit. They strand one after two. 3-0 Nationals.
Geico quote. This one comes from Madison Bumgarner on the Giants' recent tough stretch of a 2-game losing streak. Well, looking back on it, we've definitely been on a pretty good roll, but we've got to put this behind us. And that's your Geico quote of the game.
Pretty matter of fact. So here's Worth. It'll be Worth, LaRoche, and Zimmerman. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Hit on the ground to Crawford. Well, I need a gift for Dad. Hey, it's Father's Day coming up. A subscription to the premium features in the MLB.com at-bat app is a perfect gift for Dad on Dad's Day. MLB.com at-bat is available on Dad's favorite smartphone or tablet. For more details and to order, visit MLB.com. Here's LaRoche. And he takes down low, 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Zimmerman. And a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The overshift is on for Adam LaRoche.
Setting up inside. Little cutter. And LaRoche immediately turned around to Cuzzy saying, "Did you think that was a little high?" You will see some bell highs with Cuzzy.
Harris Barton's here.
Good guy.
Recognize that guy.
Good guy.
You know, you sometimes don't recognize people when they're out of place. And when you see him, you think, I only know him on the golf course.
I know. And you wouldn't think that a lineman would be as good a golfer as he is, but he can play.
He is a good player. You know what he can do?
Hit
He
the
can
fairway.
make something out of nothing is what he can do on the golf course.
He's a good putter. And that is not right. And he does the greatest Rodney Dangerfield I've ever seen.
He's doing it right now.
Good point.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Adam LaRoche. Out of play. We get to play kind of with, but more against Harris Barton in the 49er Giants Celebrity Shootout. What is it? 2 days before the AT&T starts?
Exactly. A Tuesday, and it starts on a Thursday.
And he does stuff that just ticks you off on the course.
Hey, he's never out of a hole.
This is going to be a long run for Blanco, and Blanco is going to run it down. Nice play.
Well, it's nice having a center fielder play left field. And what do you say we make it our Ford right choice? And since Blanco's been a Giant, we've seen him in right, center, left. I asked him what's the one he likes the least. He says, well, left field. And you would expect a natural center fielder to say that. But here, making a great play. And the way he caught that ball, you think he likes it over there. That's our Ford right choice.
So here's Zimmerman, who picked up an RBI and a ground ball back to Kane in the first.
We're seeing Carey to left field again tonight.
Two 2-0 to Zimmerman. And that was not a strike in the first inning, but here it is. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Outside corner at the knees, and that's where Cuzzy can be a little iffy.
Two and two.
Kane going right back out there again. He's no fool. They're going to get it. They're going to give it. Keep going out there.
Three and two. Desmond is on deck. Hit well into left center field. Pagan on the move. Can he get there? He cannot. It short hops the wall. And Zimmerman's got his first hit in the series, and it's a 2-out double. So here's Desmond. Kirkos are here.
Well,
it's up by the beer garden.
That's a long lost relative I haven't quite met yet, but hey, welcome to the family. Good buddies here.
10-4.
Good buddy.
Here's Desmond. And Desmond rolls it foul. and tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Oddly enough, only 2 hits in the game for the Nationals.
Well, 4 walks are what is the difference in this game.
Breaking ball, and it's dribbled foul, so now it's 1-2. He gets tougher as the game goes on.
That's always been his reputation. And that's a reputation that it really defines a pitcher. Throwers, it goes the other way. They're good early. You can get them late.
Outside and high, 2-2. Now timeout is called. 3-0 Nationals, 3 in the first. Johnny Cueto shut out the Dodgers today. He's tough.
He had a bunch of strikeouts too.
He is tough. 3-2. He beat Ryu. Colorado's on its way to beating Atlanta. Philadelphia shut out San Diego. Houston beat Arizona. Houston's playing a lot better.
They really are. Since George Springer's hit town, I mean, they're really starting to play pretty good ball.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Got him. Sutton strikeout for Kane. 3-0 Nationals. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, where it'll be Arias, Kane, and then Pagan. Giants have had 1 base runner. Morris led off the 2nd with a base hit. Arias starting to heat up a little bit. If you just joined us, Sandoval not feeling well. And it's low to even the count. Outside, 2-1. The San Francisco Bell is heading in.
I like the San Francisco Bell.
And a base hit for Arias as he leads off the third with a single. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, as you well know, Buster Posey, the commissioner for Junior Giants baseball this season, and today, he made about 1,000 dreams come true when he donated 1,000 gloves to kids who play for Junior Giants. He also held a Q&A session with our own Dwayne Kuiper, and he bought tickets for all of those kids to stay for the game. A good day had by all. Dwayne?
It was terrific.
Good time had by all.
Here's Kane. Kane bunts this one, and it's going to be caught by Roark.
Very unlike Matt Cain. He's a good bunter. But right now, the Giants need to get a little lightning in the bottle. How are you supposed to pitch a guy to bunt? High fastballs. Those are the ones you pop up. Roark doing exactly the way he's taught. And he gets that pop-up.
Here's Pagan. My favorite question from one of the kids to Buster Posey was, who's your favorite superhero? And Buster said, I really want to say Bumgarner, but I won't.
He's borderline.
Here's Pagan, who bounced out in the first inning. And he takes wide, 1-0.
Bumgarner can definitely do some amazing physical things. And they all can. That's why they're in the big leagues. But they need to get this crowd in the game. It's important. Those 3 walks to start this game off really threw a blanket on the mood here in this ballpark, and they need a couple of knocks and a run to get everybody perked up.
Pagan's got a big gap with LaRoche holding on Arias. And that pitch is wide. Another question they asked Buster was, how many home runs have you hit? So what do you think his response was?
Not enough.
More than the other guy standing up here.
He did not.
So I said, so you're going that route too, huh? And a strike, 2-1.
Well, he shouldn't dog you like that.
He was fine.
Was he smiling when he said it?
And then I didn't know, but Brandon Hicks, Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt were all on the field. And a kid asked me who my favorite Brandon was. And I looked around and all 3 of them were standing out there.
They were staring at you. So how'd you get out of that one?
Well, I guess I can either thank the sound guy but I said, well, I really like second baseman, so, and then Buster walked up and they started to play this music, and right in the middle of my answer, I got drowned out.
Oh, perfect.
So Crawford and Belt, they thought that I took Hicks. Lifted out to left for Zimmerman, and he puts it away.
A little frustration showing there by Angel Pagan. Not happy with that at bat. You don't normally see him show frustration, and watch the bat.
So here's Pence. Pence struck out looking in the first. Bell is leaving. He gone.
That was a good visit.
She gone.
She gone.
Pence takes low.
Nationals bunch the gap in right center against Hunter Pence. You can see they think he's going that way.
And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, you're a well-traveled man of the sea. They just put it in reverse. Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a problem. The guy who really could give you an answer to that is our partner, John Miller. Now, that's a guy well traveled on the sea.
I don't think that's a strike.
I don't either, but Phil Cuzzy's a low ball guy, and you will see more called that low with him. And that is pitcher friendly right there, especially if you're a sinker baller like Roark. Frustration shown by Pence, who rarely shows emotion.
Well, he's going to swing now. He's not going to take anything close. And you can't blame Roark for throwing that pitch.
No, it's a good idea. You know how aggressive Hunter Pence is. And if you sense a hitter is a bit frustrated, go out of the strike zone. He'll chase. Especially when they feel like they can't trust an umpire.
Arias goes, and this is hit well to right. Worth is back underneath it, and he makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. In Washington, big fly. Here, no. 3-0 Nationals.
Happy hour presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. It's country and western night as California Country will be performing live in Seals Plaza pregame from 5 to 7. Your special event package will include a Giants cowbell, a complimentary beverage, and a game ticket as the Giants will then take on the Rockies. For tickets, call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Cowbell?
How cool is that? We need more cowbell.
We do.
At least that's what I heard.
Here's Espinoza. Morris on one hop. I watched the guy by the name of Kyle Gill hit a walk-off last night.
Yeah.
I mean, I got home and I watched my brother. It was 11:30.
That was good. Your brother was entertaining you.
Wouldn't pick up today, though, when I called him.
He was sleeping.
Would not pick up. Here's Lobatone. And it's 0-2. Lobatone struck out in the first. And a high fastball makes it 1-2. Foul down the third base line.
There's our ball babe tonight. That is Laura Elliott. Making friends.
Way to go, Laura. Tried to backdoor him. It's 2-2. Roark is on deck. Tanner Roark.
There is Zach Elliott. You got to shed the double flap, man. They don't need him.
Ball back.
I really think that's overkill. But hey, insurance people, I guess, have their reasons. She was pulling it off, though. Nice going, Laura.
And that's going to dribble foul right to Roark. It remains 2-2. So Kane about to throw pitch number 76. And it's in the dirt. It's 3-2. So it's been a workout tonight for Matt Kane.
Yeah, it really has. And that's the way it is when you don't have command. Boy, you got to struggle. You got to find out what you can get in the strike zone. And if you're lucky, you'll have one pitch you can locate on both sides of the plate. And that's rare. Right now, I mean, he's throwing all of his stuff. He's mixing his speeds, but he just can't rely on great location.
Kane a little upset with that. You don't see him bark too much at an umpire, but he just did.
Now this is 5 walks in a night. A little breaking ball, perhaps a bit inside in the eye of Phil Cuzzy.
Here's Roark showing bunt. And he takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Even though it doesn't feel like it, the Giants are still very much in this game. It's just the 4th inning and they're down by 3. And it's 2-0. So Kane right now can't throw a strike to Tanner Roark.
Well, you don't have a great feel and you start to get angry behind that. That's not a good combination. Because then you start overthrowing and it gets worse.
And a strike.
So Roark helped a little bit. I mean, that was ball 3.
Bunted, and it kicks foul. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kane now going after Roark, who shows bunt again. And he bunts it, and this one is a good bunt. And Morris will shovel it to Hicks. So Roark finally gets it done.
Well, time to log on to csnbayarea.com and decide the player of the game. Your vote counts. Winner will be revealed during Giants postgame live. Follow the action on the diamond like never before with enhanced Bloomberg stats and much, much more. Giants in-game live on csnbayarea.com. Log on right now and vote.
So here's Span. And Span shoots this one right at Arias. And Kane's going to get out of the inning. Big fellows are coming up. Posey, Morris, and Crawford. It's 3-0 Nationals.
Or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Here it's a 3-0 lead for the Nationals. It's been like that since the first inning. Buster Posey will lead things off. Roark is allowed 2 hits and just 2 base runners. Buster Posey bounced one back to the pitcher to end the first inning. And here he looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. Buster hitting right at 270. Digs this one out. Span coming in, and he trapped it. So Buster Posey leads off the 4th with a base hit. And that's the 3rd inning in a row the Giants have gotten their leadoff hitter on. And now the hitter will be Michael Morris.
Now let's take a look at the trap. Little one hop, and then you come up and say, hey, I got it. Of course, those days are over with replay.
That is a fact. Morris bounced one up the middle for a base hit. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Crawford to follow, and then Hicks.
Giants done a good job tonight of getting the leadoff hitter on. They did in the 2nd, 3rd. Now they've done it here in the 4th. They just need to get some runs on the board. And this is the part of the lineup that needs to make some noise.
And that pitch is a bit high, so it's 2-0.
Well, because he was backing up, and I thought for a second he was going to call it a strike. I mean, he has a pretty big strike zone from knees to just below the letters at times, but you don't see a lot of width with the zone, so it's kind of like a textbook strike zone.
There's a challenge and a swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Buster Posey at first. And a quick toss. Roark at the belt. Foul back. It's 2-2.
Off-speed pitch, and one thing about Roark in his breaking balls, he has not missed one high yet tonight. They've either been right at the base of the strike zone or below.
Two and two. Got him. 3 strikeouts. And here's Crawford. Crawford hit a fly ball to center field in the 2nd inning. Hicks is on deck. No Sandoval tonight, under the weather. Sandoval last night had a really good night. He was on base 3 times. Actually, he was on base 4 times. He's
3 hits and a walk.
3 hits and a walk.
Now, he didn't really feel 100% last night's ball game either, but it just sort of escalated. He was originally in the lineup, took batting practice, and he said, "I'm a no-go." So you know it had to be pretty gnarly if he was out of the game. When the guy's hot, he wants to play no matter what. When the hits are falling.
Well, so the one thing that Bruce Bochy is not he's not a fan of a guy that's sick hanging with other guys. And who knows where Sandoval is? He may be in the dugout, but more likely he's up in the clubhouse somewhere away from everybody. Crawford rips one into left center field. Buster Posey is going to be waved in. Crawford's digging for 3. They got a shot. And Desmond threw a grounder to 3rd, and it's a triple. And it's a 3-1 ball game. I'm telling you, he's going to be hitting cleanup before the month's over.
He keeps playing with the ladder of that lineup. I don't doubt it. And what a nice at bat. One of the few mistakes up that Roark has made. And to Brandon Crawford's credit, he didn't try and do too much with it. He went with the movement, the opposite gap. And once Posey saw this thing split the gap, he knew he had a chance to score. What a great at bat. You can see the belt high mistake from Roark. And that's the jolt of lightning that this audience needed. And they're into it now.
And now they need Hicks to pick up this runner at 3rd with only 1 out. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes.
And you're right. The Nationals are giving the run. If Brandon Hicks can hit a ground ball in the middle of the diamond.
We got a panda sighting.
Well, maybe he's feeling better. There's a ground ball hit to the middle of the diamond. They'll get a run out of this.
Tap foul. It's not such a bad idea, if you can do it, is to hit a grounder up the middle. I mean, everybody wants a hit, right?
Absolutely.
But the RBI here is more important.
But he couldn't play, but he can pitch hit.
1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2.
And Roark pitching for the strikeout. Again, a nice breaking ball right below the zone, and he got Hicks to go fishing. That is a big run out there, 90 feet away.
Got him. And that's the second time Hicks has gone down looking.
They go to the outside corner. And just the movement brings it back right between the knees. And that is a big, big out for the Nationals. Now it's up to Blanco to pick up Hicks.
And it'll take a hit or a mistake by the Nationals to get that run in. Blanco popped out in the second. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
One of the strengths of this Giants team all year long have been what they've done with runners in score position, 2 outs, hitting 282, 128 RBIs, and that ranks them first in the National League.
Well, they need it here.
Second in average, first in runs, and you're right, they need this one big.
High. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Buster Posey got it started with another leadoff base hit. Finally, the Giants were able to get that leadoff hit in. And now they're looking for more.
One and 2.
Breaking ball really has not been squared up tonight. When he's gotten hit, it's been sinkers that haven't been located down on the base of the strike zone. They've hung up around the belt.
How about Marco had a pretty good rip.
They went front door sinker on him. And now Lobaton's going to come out and talk it over. And I think he might say, look, I think we can go back foot slider with this guy. Just break a ball in the dirt. What do you think? Catchers will suggest.
One and 2.
Shorten up, defend.
And it's pulled foul.
So there was that breakup ball, and it hung up there just a little bit.
So Blanco in a battle with Roark. Crawford at third. Hit on the ground. And Espinosa with a play to end the inning. So Espinosa, a nice play. Buster Posey a single and a triple by Brandon Crawford. Giants are on the board. After 4, it's 3-1 Washington.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Provident Credit Union. Make life easy.
(3-1) Nationals. So the Giants very much in this game. Kane, however, now will face Rendon, Worth, and LaRoche. These are the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in this Nationals lineup.
Well, and a chance for a shutdown inning, and to do it against this part of the lineup would mean a lot. He could bring momentum right back into the dugout. It's already there when they scored last inning. Nice curveball first pitch strike.
Comes right back.
Rendon's really been a shot in the arm for the Nationals. When Bryce Harper went down, Zimmerman came off the disabled list. They put him in left field, and they put Rendon at third. And Rendon's produced defensively and offensively. Big question mark really surrounds the arrival of Bryce Harper when he comes back off the disabled list. And that's going to happen in a month or maybe 5 weeks from now. And probably Zimmerman's going to come back into the infield, and then where does Rendon go?
Got him. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Special night here tonight at AT Park, Rat Pack night. We've been listening to Frank Sinatra all evening, and look who threw out the ceremonial first pitch. It is Sammy Davis's son Manny, and Frank Sinatra's granddaughter is here. She was the play ball gal tonight. She's actually wearing Old Blue Eyes jacket, guys. He was a New York Giants fan. Manny has decided he's a Giants fan now too, and they're bringing it. There he is, Davis. Rat Pack night, fun had by all, guys.
Oh yeah, it's a good night.
I tell you, one guy who's chirked up since the Giants put a run on the board, and that's the guy on the mound right now, Kane. Everything's all of a sudden crisped up a bit. And that last first pitch breaking ball may be the worst swing I've ever seen Worth take.
Second.
Well, I mean, those two are not going to make the Christmas photo list. And here's the first one. You're looking for something else. You just don't expect a guy who's having the year that he's having to take a hack like that. And we're starting to see better velocity too. So on pitch number 90, one of the best velocity fastballs he's throwing tonight. And that is something that is not that unusual with Matt Cain.
Out of play.
Nice play. Got to take it easy on the high five, though. He almost broke a wrist. Cain shook to get another fastball away. That's another fast swing I really can't explain from Jason Worth. So he's inventing some swings here that I don't know. And this is a 2-strike, stay alive. Looks like he's swimming underwater swing. They tried to go front door with a slider there, and that really leaked out over the middle of the plate. And they got away with one there. That's the problem with going on the front door side, on that inside corner to a right-handed hitter with that breaking ball. If you miss, it's out over the plate. Change up, and he just cannot get that where he wants it tonight. That's, I think, the biggest pitch difference in tonight's game to his last outing against the Mets, where he allowed 3 hits in 7 innings. The changeup he had in that game against the Mets, the best one he had all year. Tonight, it hasn't been that cooperative.
High and deep to left. And gone. And that's the same guy with those swings we were talking about. Worth with his 6th of the year.
That at bat right there kind of defines a big guy. He can look bad, he can look real bad, and he can beat you long. All in the same at bat. He set up the inside location with that little cutter, and again it leaks out over the plate. They got away with one of the pitch before that. This time they did not.
And this is pulled on the ground foul.
And this is a 2 strikes, and that's the thing about Worth. I mean, a guy his size, even in a 2-strike count, he can hurt you long.
So no shutdown inning.
No. No, and right now, I mean, Matt Cain is fuming. And we're going to see more action and the Giants bullpen. Probably going to be Yusmeiro Petit again. Nope, George Canto's head down. Juan Gutierrez threw 2 innings last night. He's probably not going to pitch in this game, I would not imagine.
Hit well into left center field. Pagan got a good jump, and he'll run it down. Two outs, and here's Zimmerman. Zimmerman is 1 for 2, doubled in the 3rd. There's a Panda.
That's a big league yawn right there. Probably up all night, not feeling well. Catch it up to him.
0-2.
And now it's Zimmerman's turn to take some funny swings. That make the Panda laugh.
And that'll do it. Worth with the home run. It's 4-1 Nationals.
On the fifth inning, time now for McDonald's True Stories. We go back to June 11, 2010. That's when Pat Burrell in his Giants home debut hits a 2-run homer in the third inning off of Gio Gonzalez as the Giants would win a 6-2 victory against the A's. What a great way to introduce yourself to a new crowd in an area where you were raised as a kid. And that's our McDonald's True Stories. Pat Burrell, a great Giant.
Here's Arias. Arias singled in the third. Tyler Colvin is on deck. So Arias try to keep the string of that leadoff hitter reaching. Kane's hacked off.
Oh, he absolutely is upset. I mean, he had Worth in the back of his in the palm of his hand. And he winds up beating him with a long ball in a 2-strike count. He was steaming. He fired his gum off as he walked back in the dugout.
On the ground into the hole for Desmond. 1 out. And here's Colvin.
Sometimes the only solace you could find is in one of your teammates who has the same job. He's talking about a front door slider he left out over the plate.
So here's Colvin. Colvin hitting at .239. He's got a home run, 7 driven in. He got a home run his first at bat in a Giants uniform in this park.
Yeah, he hit it in Covey Cove.
Fouls this one back. It's a ball and a strike.
I was thinking he was going to do that every time.
Yeah. We had high hopes that he was going to go maybe for 60 or 70.
Full moon, beautiful night at the yard.
And that's foul down the right field line.
Ooh, nice play down there. Not a bad. That's a player. Brought his glove. And he's the hero of his section. Look at that. Gets a kiss. He didn't even know this woman. Nice play. It's all part of the deal.
Two and two. Not into Phil Cuzzy moving back. I think he's going to call it a strike every time.
I know. It totally dukes you.
Popped him up. Center field for Span. 2 outs.
Take a look at the pitch sequence to Jason Worth. And it starts off with a breaking ball. Whoop, bad looking swing there. And then another one, 0-2 on top of the 2 curveballs. And he misses with the fastball. Fouls off a fastball. Fouls off a fastball. An ugly swing. And then that's the pitch he got away with. And he goes inside with a changeup. And there's another slider he tried to go front door with. Hangs it out over the plate. Boom. And that's how a big guy can beat you. And Kane cannot believe it. He never threw him another curveball.
So here's Pagan. And Pagan off the end of the bat, foul.
Don't worry, Laura's got it.
Oh, these two.
Give it to anybody but that guy. The human seesaw. Sorry, pal. You got to be 7 years old.
Yeah.
Nothing personal. You're just not 7 years old.
Well, you can't be your senior year in college. That doesn't work.
A for effort, though.
Having a good time, though. Can't get on those two.
He's a true heart. They're true hearts.
Pagan, I was going to say stays alive.
World
but he
class.
only had 1 strike on him, so it's 2-2.
That was a world class stay alive count or stay alive hack in a 1-strike count. Don't see those very often.
Down low.
Ooh, that was a good take. That was not easy.
Full count to Pagan. And Pagan, another fly ball to left. And that'll end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. So Roark gets the shutdown inning. It's 4-1 Nationals. For this upcoming weekend, and we've got some promotions. It's fireworks night on Friday presented by Snapple, and then on Saturday a Mad Bum cameo cap courtesy of StubHub, and that'll go to the first 20,000 fans. And then on Sunday it's the first 20,000 fans will receive a Giants necktie presented by State Farm. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. 4-1 Nationals. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
George Cantos, the new pitcher for Bruce Bochy. 10th time he's come in, 1-0 with a 3.75 ERA. For Cantos, 2 times a fastball. He'll cut the ball, throw a changeup, and his best pitch is the slider. Straight down biter, good strikeout pitch to both righties and lefties. And he'll go in the low 90s with his velocity.
Here's Desmond, and a base hit for Desmond. As Crawford's going to glove it, but Desmond is too quick. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, fellas, it's that time of the night for fans to become famous. It's sponsored by AT, our fan photo contest. #CSNBA fan photo. Include your name and your hometown. Check it out. 3-month-old buddies, Gavin and Kieran from my favorite place, Petaluma. They're wearing home and away jerseys. You go, boys. Dwayne.
Oh, what a shocker. Pictures from Petaluma. Here's Espinoza.
Well, you're talking that Amy G, I mean, she's the P-Town homecoming queen 6 years in a row.
So what, she went back after her senior year and just was the queen 2 more years?
Yeah, she got the city council to approve it.
Wow. 6 years in a row. Amy G, give me some. Yeah.
That's our Amer the Gamer. But she is partial to P-Town, no doubt.
No kidding. Every picture we got is from P-Town. It's 2-0. Espinoza, a walk and a ground ball to Morris.
We did get some good news in regards to Santiago Casilla. Casilla, who's on a disabled list right now, had a grade 2 hamstring pull. 1 being the lesser degree strain, 4 being the worst possible. Then he had a grade 2. Did his PFPs a couple days ago, passed all the tests. He's had a couple of sides. And he's heading down to San Jose. He's going to pitch an inning tomorrow, then probably 2 innings on Saturday. And if he passes those tests, then he'll be activated probably as the Giants headed to Chicago. And there are some happy people over that pop-up. The big fella got it. Nice going, big fella.
2-1 to Espinoza. Cantos throws one in the dirt, dug out nicely by Morris. 2 balls and 1 strike. 6th inning. Two and 2. So Cantos going after Espinoza. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this is rolled foul with Desmond on the move. Desmond with 4 steals. He goes. He got a huge jump, and he's going to steal it easily. And now Buster Posey's turning around and saying, "Can you tell me where the pitch was, maybe?"
Let's take a look at the pitch. I mean, that's a pretty good pitch right there. And you can see why Posey's asking about it. So Posey's going to go out there and calm Contos down. He was pretty upset because he thought he had strike 3. Crawford comes in, and while they're all out there together, why not change the signs?
Three and 2. On deck is Lobaton. And this is chopped foul. So Canto slowing things down. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, once the base was stolen, it's a strikeout situation, pure and simple. And that's what he's working for.
And he got him.
So a nice job of situational pitching from George Contos to get that strikeout with runner at second base and nobody out. And he does it with a fastball. And they've been going up on Espinosa this entire series, and he's not been able to do much about it. He's got a little lift in his swing, a little loop, and they're staying above the belt, and he can't do much about it.
Here's Lobaton. Lobaton has struck out and he's walked. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Giants scored a run in the 4th. I'm not even hungry and I could eat one right now.
Right now. I could eat one of those right after dinner. Now, why is that?
Dessert.
It's a weakness we have.
1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. And a strike at 90. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitcher, Roark, is on deck. Down the left field line, that'll be about 10 rows back, so it's now 2 and 2.
That's casual celebration. Act like you've done it before, and I think he has.
2-2 pitch. Got him.
Backdoor slider and a generous call. And it winds up being a rough at bat. They set up in the outside corner.
That's not a strike.
That's a thank you very much is what that is.
So here's Roark. He's 0 for 1, had a sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Slider, and he's got him set up for another slider.
And he throws another one. It's 1-2. For the Giants in the bottom of this inning, they'll have Pence, Posey, and Morse. So they'll have the big fellas coming up. Both teams with 4 hits.
Yeah, the base on balls has really been the difference in this ball game tonight.
And Canto strikes out the side after the hit by Desmond. Pence, Posey, Morse coming up.
Brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
It's 4-1 Nationals here in the 6th inning. Giants will have their big guys coming up. Pence is struck out, and he hit a fly ball to deep right field that was caught by Worth in the 3rd. And he lifts this one to left. Zimmerman is going to reach up and make the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Kind of just a little bit off the end of the bat. Now, when you haven't been scoring runs and you're used to scoring runs, you get down early, you have a tendency to press a little bit. And you get that feeling that they are doing that very thing tonight.
That is a fact. And a strike to Buster Posey.
They're doing it against a pitcher they've never faced before. They really don't know a whole lot about Roark. And he's been good. He's been mixing his sinker and his slider. Making a lot of pitches down around the knees. With curveball. Used all his pitches. The thing I'm impressed with most, outside of the movement that he has on that sinker, is how he's been so good at keeping his breaking balls down below the knees. He hasn't hung anything. And this is a part of the lineup right here where they need to make some noise. Down 3 runs here in the 6th. A little sneaky 93 up above the strike zone after you've seen nothing but knee-high location with sinkers, breaking balls. It's a good pitch.
And Buster Posey reaches out and stays alive.
Flat man making a friend. Oh, yeah. Brought his glove, got a ball.
Yeah, the old lefty. Curveball flipped to right. Worth is coming in, and Worth is going to make the sliding catch. The only right fielder that doesn't play out in Triples Alley, wouldn't you know it?
Unbelievable. And Worth playing straight away. And that's the only way he gets at this. Still a nice play. Slides into it. But I thought off the crack of the bat, no chance. And then there he is.
Yep.
You get so used to right fielders coming into this ballpark and really playing towards the Triples Alley, right center field side.
So here's Morris, who's singled and he struck out.
It's a newbie. Oh, yeah.
Morris foul down the right field line.
Look out. That was a loud strike.
That was a loud strike.
Yeah, left-hander has no chance. There you go. There's a worthy recipient.
High to Morris, 1-2.
When Roark has elevated, he's done it by design. Those are not mistakes up top.
And this is laced into left center field. Zimmerman is going to make the throw to the cutoff man, and Morris has got a double. All right. I didn't see double at all in that at bat, but Morris made work of it.
And once he saw the back, and that's your key, you see the numbers on an outfielder's back, it's time to maybe think about another 90 feet. Now, Morris doesn't have great speed, but right here he makes a nice turn. He sees the numbers and whoop, he's gone. That was his cue. And it winds up being a big 90. He's now in score position for Crawford. Front door sinking. That's a generous strike. Coming into that inside corner. That is a real strength of Roark to lefties.
Crawford tripled in the fourth. And that's knocked down. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
See some good catching skills here from Jose Lobaton. We always talk about when a ball goes in the dirt, use your chest protector as your glove. Watch the hands go to cover up the hole between the legs, and then you just let that chest protector be your glove. I mean, that's good technique.
Blocked again. It's 2-1.
Another look at blocking skills of Lobaton. Really not even worried about catching the ball, just keep it in front, and that's the goal. The Nationals today had to put Wilson Ramos, their starting catcher, on the disabled list with a hamstring problem. And there for a while they had one catcher. Sandy Leon was on his way. He arrived about the 2nd inning. He's in uniform now. But had something would have happened to Lobaton early on, the backup catcher was Kevin Franzen. Changeup. Now, does that surprise you that Franzen would volunteer to be the backup catcher?
He loves that stuff.
Action now with Jerry Blevins.
Inside to Crawford.
Boy, he tried to front door him.
See, Hicks is on deck. This will be pitch number 87 for Tanner Roark. Chops it foul.
3-2 curveball, a good one.
It was late in the game last night when Ramos did this, going for 2.
And he taps his right leg. And that was all we saw. I mean, he wasn't limping, he wasn't gimpy. He walked off, and we didn't know what it was until today. They said it was a hamstring, and immediately they DL'd him.
Left field, Zimmerman coming over. He dives and he makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. No runs, a double, 1 left. Nice play by Zimmerman. It remains 4-1. Toyota dealer. It's been a good start for Tanner Roark. Matt Cain walked the first 3 batters. He did hang around for a while, but Cain was lifted after 5 innings. Roach had the only hit in that first inning. It knocked in a pair, and Crawford had an RBI triple. So it's 4-1 Nationals, and the hitter will be Denard Span.
Pressure inning now for George Contos to keep this score there as the Giants try to find a way to scratch a little dent in that scoreboard in the bottom of the 7th, but they can't afford to get down any further in this game.
Span takes a called strike. He's 0 for 2. He scored a run in that first inning.
Yep, he's still happy. That's true of a lot of Panda people. Very happy bunch.
Although not that thrilled tonight because the Panda's not playing.
Yeah, we're all disappointed. As hot as he's been, a 3-hit night last night. Sandoval was scratched because of flu-like symptoms.
Look out. Crawford had a hit taken away from him by Zimmerman.
Yeah, really a nice at bat. Sliced it down the left field line, and Zimmerman, I mean, he's a third baseman playing left field. And he doesn't look like a third baseman on this play. Look at the concentration as he watches it right into the glove. And a nice face plant. Still hangs on to it. And that's what killed the inning. I've taken a few of those face plants.
Oh, yeah. Just on this past road trip.
Yeah.
Dave Fleming's birthday.
Build humility.
Saturday night in St. Louis. Dave Fleming's birthday.
Yep.
We still don't know how we got the scuffs on top of our shoes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's out of play again. Look out again.
Unless you're a pitcher, scuffs on the top of your shoes are hard to explain.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. It's 1-2 to Span. Arias got a beat on this one. And that'll bring up Rendon. Rendon 0 for 2, drew a walk in the first.
Straight up.
The 0-1 pitch to Rendon is hit out to right field for Hunter Pence. And Pence will put it away. 2 outs. And here's Worth. Worth has walked and scored, and then he homered in the 5th off of Matt Cain.
That was one of the most unusual bats I've ever seen.
Ever.
But it really did define what a home run hitter is all about. He can look so bad in a bat, and then all of a sudden beat you along.
Very high into center field. And Pagan will put it away, and that'll end the inning. So, bottom of the 7th, Hicks, Blanco, and Arias, 4-1 Nationals.
As the Giants get ready to take their swings here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yep, that kind of night, a full moon night where you can expect some weirdness. You would only see Jason Worth's at bat on a full moon. That's just the way I can describe it.
Try flying that one by Matt King. Here's Hicks. Hicks with a bunt. Rondon throws, and it hit Hicks from the back. Actually, a pretty good throw.
I'm impressed. I thought when he dropped this thing down, no chance. But Rendon got a great first step, and had that been about 3 feet to the right or to the left of Hicks, it would have been an unbelievable play. There he throws it right into the base path. Not a whole lot that Roach could do.
Yeah, they'd have got him.
They'd have got him.
Good throw. So here's Blanco.
We got the scout report on Anthony Rendon from FP Santangelo. He said this kid can play, and he has looked good in this series, even on bunt plays he doesn't make.
So here's Blanco. Blanco's 0 for 2. And he fouls his curveball right at home plate.
Activity again. It's going to be Drew Storen, right-hander, getting heated up for the Nationals. 90 pitches into the night now for Roark. He has been pretty stingy with his throws.
And a quick toss, and back is Hicks. "4-1 Nationals." It's been that way since Worth hit the home run. Worth hit that home run in the 5th inning. And it's down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Arias on deck. And it's 2-1. So 92 pitches now for Tanner Roark. So maybe that's an issue. Maybe not.
Respectfully played straight away. I haven't seen a lot of dramatic defensive sets from the Nationals in this series.
Three and one.
He's 1 ball away from being out of this ball game.
Blanco fouls it out of play as he took a pretty good rip.
And with a 3-run lead, I mean, in a 3-1 count, that's what you should do. You should put the pressure on the hitter and go right after it. As a pitcher, I mean, you really have to be aggressive at this count.
Hit on the ground into right field. So Hicks will stop at second. So Blanco takes advantage of that hole, and now the tying run's coming up.
And Matt Williams right there taking a peek to see if Storen's ready. He got the nod, and he's coming out to get Roark, and that is going to be it for Tanner Roark. But he had a pretty good night tonight.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Take a look at the numbers for Drew Storen. Storen, a 4-year veteran. His 25th game. He's 2-1 with a 1.35 ERA. He's a fantastic year. Just 14 base runners in 20 innings. 21 strikeouts against those 3 walks. A 7-1 strikeout walk ratio. And how's he do it? He's got a low to mid-90s fastball. He will 2 and 4 seam it. He's got a great slider, and that's what you're going to see most, especially if you're hitting off him from the right side. But he has got great stuff.
Noise you hear in the background is Pablo Sandoval's now on deck. And a first pitch breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
And that is the slider. So in a way, I mean, he steals strike one, but he does show you his strikeout pitch early. If you're walking Arias, that is information you could file away. You might be able to draw on it later.
Out of play, Nothingham 2.
Slider. And if you hit from the right side, you're going to see fastballs and sliders. From the left side, he'll throw a few change-ups in there just to stay in shape. He does have 3 pitches. Storn, for a while, was the closer with the Nationals. So they really have 3 closers in their bullpen with Storn, Clippard, and Soriano. It's a good pin.
Could be 2. And it is.
All right, time now for our Togo's big play, the Togo way. We go back to May 21st, 2013. That's when Pablo Sandoval hit a walk-off 2-run homer. Funesky Maya just shy of the Bonds plot. Giants would win that game 4-2 over the Nationals in 10 innings, and they would walk it off. And that's your Togo's big play, the Togo's way.
So here's Sandoval. The one thing that the Giants didn't want to have happen was for Arias to hit into a double play.
No, you're right. They would prefer to have Sandoval be the tying run. Not going to happen. Or the go-ahead run.
One ball and no strikes with Pagan on deck, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And there's that changeup. Lefties will see it. Not often will he throw it to a righty. It's kind of got the same philosophy about pitching righties and lefties that Sergio Romo has. Righties 4-seamers and sliders, lefties 2-seamers and changeups.
1-2.
That's healthy sink right there at 95.
On the ground and a base hit. And Sandoval knocks in Hicks. It's 4-2.
And that will allow Pagan to be the tying run. Nice at bat. So Hicks with high fives and pats on the back. The Giants are scratching and clawing.
So here's Pagan. Pagan is 0 for 3. And Pagan rolls it foul. Pence on deck. 0-2.
He was looking fastball too and got what he was looking for. That's a nice fastball to win that challenge. 94 right through the hands on the inside corner.
Pagan trying to move the line, extend the inning, get it to Pence. And he just got a piece.
Oh, that's a good changeup. When we first saw Storm when he came out of Stanford, he went right through the minor leagues very quickly with Washington. Got to the big leagues, and it was pretty much fastball slider. And they were both good pitches, but now he's come up with a changeup, and it really has made him much more effective against lefties.
So Pagan battling. And he hits a little pop-up. Desmond going out. And it's going to be caught again by Zimmerman. And that'll end the inning. Giants pick up a run. It's 4-2.
The Giants game. We have a new Hum BB with Brandon Belt available at csnbayarea.com. Brandon and I sat down and we chatted about how happy he is to get back on the field taking some drills, even if it is with just one hand. He also shares his thoughts on becoming a new dad. Baby giraffe due in September. We're all very excited. Hum BB, Brandon Belt, csnbayarea.com.
All righty. 4-2. Nationals when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Jeremy Affeldt, the new pitcher now for the Giants. 25th time he's coming in. 2-1 with a 1.71 ERA. And for Affeldt, he's going to face the 4-5-6 guys. And look what he's doing against lefties. They're hitting 265. Righties hit 190. And that's because the movement on his fastball has sink. It moves into lefties away from righties.
You think he knows he's got a giraffe on his hat?
No. He has no idea.
Somebody put that there.
You cannot walk through the stands during a ball game, or before or after a ball game for that matter, and not smile. Because you will see things you've never seen before. I've never seen that.
One ball and one strike to Adam LaRoche. 1-2.
But this is commonplace. People come here, they're having fun. They bring their gloves, they bring their attitudes. They gear up, put their orange and black on. And it is a family reunion every night. Tonight, 280th consecutive sellout.
Wow. That was a good one. And let's just hope it didn't ding somebody.
Well, I think everybody's okay. But it definitely got some attention down there. Okay, everybody's good? Okay. Yeah, that was an impressive bat throw.
Here's Zimmerman. Outside to Zimmerman. Zimmerman on his way to winning a Gold Glove in left field. At least it sure seems like it.
Well, tonight he's been a Gold Glover. Killed a couple rallies with nice plays.
Doubled in the third inning, his only hit in the series. So it's 2 balls and a strike with Ian Desmond on deck. And this is tapped to Affeldt. Affeldt will take his time. Now come see your division leading Giants take on the NL West rival Colorado Rockies at 7:15. And then stick around for a spectacular fireworks show over McCovey Cove. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Desmond.
Tyler Clippard, the setup man for the Nationals. He will pitch the 8th inning. Nice curveball taken out, strike 1. And that is just a big old rainbow. And a lot of umpires will give up on that pitch. Look at the way that Desmond has swung the bat in the series. You think, how is this guy hitting 240? But he leads the team in RBIs with 42 with that 240 batting average.
Tapped to Crawford. Crawford gets rid of it quickly, and he got him. Nice play. Pence, Posey, Morris coming up.
12:30. That's right. Day baseball pregame live at noon right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Final game of the series. Complete Giants coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSNBayArea.com with Giants insider Andrew Baggerly. The home of your San Francisco Giants is Comcast Sportsnet.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Tyler Clippard, the new pitcher now for the Nationals. 32nd time that he has come in. Great numbers, 4-2 with a 1.27 ERA. And really his bread and butter is fastball and a changeup. One of the best changeups in the game. Fastball is low 90s now. There was a time that it was mid to high 90s, but those days are gone. But the changeup still as nasty as ever. He's also got a couple of breaking balls, but you don't see those very often. And he did that last night too. And both of those pitches are breaking balls. You say, all right, one is.
I see a pattern here.
Curveball that sort of squirted out of his hands. One you can forgive, but two, you're starting to scratch your head. And he comes back and paints the inside corner with a great changeup.
Hit on the ground, Desmond. And Pence is retired. One out. And that'll bring up Buster Posey. Posey 1 for 3. And a big swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Foul back, 0-2.
That was 93 right in the hands. The problem with the 93, when you have a changeup like Clippard has, everybody's aware of it before they get in the box. And you can't get it out of your mind. You can't completely even look for a fastball without that shadow of that changeup in the back of your mind. And a 93-mile-an-hour fastball looks a lot faster when you have a little taint in the back of your head about a changeup.
One and 2. There's Morris. And Posey stays alive. And the 1-2 to Buster Posey. And Posey's out swinging.
And there was the changeup. It's a good one.
Don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Here's Morris. Morris is 2 for 3. Clippard got him last night. He struck him out with Morris being the tying run at the plate. Where he fouls it back, and it's 0-1.
Well, he started him out the same pitch last night. It was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and Morris was right on it. It really was a battle, and in the end, Clippard struck him out, as Kipe said. But it wasn't just a 1-2-3. I mean, it was a war. He fought off a lot of nastiness, stayed alive.
So right now, the tying run is in the on-deck circle in Brandon Crawford. Two and one.
Just missed inside. But this is definitely round two. And when you have a battle like they had last night, I mean, both guys, they remembered it.
And just like last night, he hooks one foul down the left field line.
Change up, down and in. He goes down there and golfs it. I mean, that's solid contact, and it just really is a loud strike. The payoff pitch yesterday was a high fastball at 94, as we said, across the letters. And went right at him with 92, and Morris was on it. For a tall guy, 6'5", I mean, he stays on that back leg as good as anybody.
He does.
And that really is exceptional for a tall hitter.
Take a base runner here any way they can. Out of play.
I mean, this really has a lot of similarity to the battle these guys had last night. I mean, it's the same thing. Fight off a pitch, change of speed, move a location.
Straight up. And it's Desmond who makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Ninth inning coming up, 4-2 Nationals. It's a 4-2 lead for the Nationals. It's time for a change. Thing Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Yusmeiro Petit coming in now for the Giants, 17th time, 3-3 with a 4.40 ERA. Look at the strikeouts, 44 in 47 innings. Finesse pitcher with 4 different types of pitches. He'll give you a lot of different types of speed changes with the fastball. And when he's right, you'll see a lot of pitches on the corners.
And this is pop backing out of play off the bat of Danny Espinosa.
Yeah. What do you think? Just won the lottery?
Probably should not say much right now.
Think you're overtrained?
0-1 to Espinosa. Espinosa runs into one ball and 1 strike.
Is it Siegel time?
Yeah, it looks like it. So it's 1-1 to Danny Espinosa. One and 2 to Danny Espinosa.
Type of a slider, he gets him a chase in the dirt. Yeah, a slider like that, if he chases one, you might throw it up there to see if he chases another.
One and 2. Espinosa is gone. Stay tuned for the post-game wrap. That's coming up in just a little bit. Also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KMBR 680.
Yeah, he's ready. That's his spot on top of foul pole, left field.
Here's Lobatone with Soriano getting loose. Lobatone down the left field line. That'll be a souvenir. No balls and 1 strike. And that pitch is high to even the count. For the Giants in the 9th inning, it'll be Crawford, Hicks, and Blanco. Two balls and 1 strike.
Petit, who has been a swingman for the Giants, he is the long guy. He's also made a couple starts when Matt Cain went down with a hamstring problem. He's filled in the rotation nicely, and here he is getting an inning late in the game.
Up the middle and a base hit. So it looks like it'll be Dobbs. So Dobbs will be the pinch hitter.
See the little statistic at the bottom, 10 pinch hit home runs, and that's the 3rd most among active players. Pinch hit a long time in Philadelphia, then started this year in Florida, and now here he is for the Nationals. Likes that National League East.
And he looks at a strike. Yeah, he's made a home in a division.
Well, I mean, he's got all the components to be a good pitch hitter. And he's got a very balanced swing. He uses the whole field. Doesn't have a big swing. His swing at 2-0 count, very similar to what he's going to give you at 0-2. Not an easy guy to strike out.
And that's out of play, nothing in 2.
And the other thing, which is probably the most important thing, is he knows every pitcher in the league. And that is invaluable. Levin's the left-hander, Soriano the right-hander.
And this is rolled, and nobody's going to cover first. Got him. How about that?
That was quick acceleration right there.
Morris gave up the position where he probably should have stayed back, but give Petit credit for putting on the afterburners and just beating Dobbs to the bag.
A little poke there, and watch Petit. He should have been going over. Now all of a sudden it's like, I'm the guy. And it just beats Dobbs. So nice recovery.
Down to second base goes Lobaton.
Of course, it's amazing how fast you can be when you know if you don't get over there, you're going to get yelled at by the skipper.
It's true. This man takes a strike, and it's 0-1. And that pitch is wide, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Span is flied out, he's bounced out, and he's popped out. He did open up the game of the walk. So did Rendon, and so did Worth. And they all scored in the first inning off of Matt King. Two balls and a strike.
Big run right here. Petit knows the deal.
And this is rolled foul. It's now 2-2.
As hard as the runs have been defined the last couple of nights, Petit knows he cannot let another run score.
It's 2-2. And a full count.
Well, he can go back down there again here. He's got an open base. And as big as that run is in second, this is not a situation where you just have to flat out challenge it and be concerned if you walk a guy, because you don't have to be. Make a quality pitch. Make your pitch. In your mind, it's a 1-2 count, not a 3-2 count. doesn't hurt him.
It's the second walk. It'll be Rendon, the hitter.
Pete knows there's nobody in that bullpen. This is his inning.
So Cuzzy barking in the Dave Righetti in the Giants dugout.
Well, Righetti, he saw that low strike called earlier against the Giants, and he was fighting for his guy. That's what good pitching coaches do. And don't think for 1 second that Petit does not appreciate that. And every other pitcher on Righetti's staff.
There's a strike, and it's 0-1. Rendon is 0 for 3.
I mean, a quick 0-2, bang bang, slider fastball, and both times Rendon guessed wrong.
One and two. And that runs inside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Slowly, Mark Gardner heads down. Javier Lopez pops up. He'll start getting heated up. And Javier Lopez is thinking about Adam LaRoche.
That's going to be foul. It remains 2-2.
Well, I thought he held it long enough.
Yeah.
And you know what he's thinking? If I would have remembered my glove, I'd have got you a ball.
Yep. Keep that one close.
Tries that outside corner, just a little bit outside. You see the target, it's right on the outside corner. And that little reach across by Posey took it out of Cuzzy's strike zone. I mean, nothing Posey had to do. He had to catch the ball, but it just wasn't a strike. Close.
Runners will be on the move. Pretty good rip at that pitch.
Little cutter at 85.
It's 3-2. The walk.
Now, earlier in the game, an unusual matchup between Worth and Kane. Kane starts off Worth with a curveball and really breaks him down. And gets him again. Now it's 2 curveballs, 2 bad swings. Misses wide with a fastball. Fouls off a fastball. Fouls off a fastball. Funky swing. Hangs a slider. Goes inside with a changeup. And here another hanging cut. And that is the one pitch that is going to upset Matt Cain. And he walked off the mound at the end of the inning, and he was furious. Worth is going to make you work. He is not going to go out of the strike zone.
Lobaton, Span, Rendon are your base runners. And that was didn't have to be. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2.
Really had his front foot down way too quick, looking for something hard. Got a big, slow breaking ball.
Up the middle, hits the bag, and a base hit. And 2 runs are going to score. And it's 6-2.
I mean, that's a nice 2-strike adjustment. Took a little swing out, went right back up the middle. And then winds up being a frustrating night for Yusmeiro Petit.
So we're going to get a new pitcher. It's 6-2 Nationals.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Javier Lopez. And let's take a look at his numbers. He's thrown 13 innings this year. This will be the 6th time that he's come in. 1-0 with a 1.38 ERA. And he'll be asked to clean this inning up.
And that would be with Adam LaRoche at the plate. One ball and no strikes. LaRoche with a base hit in the first inning. Knocked in 2. Two and 0 with Zimmerman on deck. Seven walks in the game for the Giants, and 4 of them have scored. Three and 0.
Petit can only watch. It's a tough feeling.
And the walk.
And Javier Lopez is going to take a walk. I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow for Lopez. The Roach has never had a hit off him in 8 at-bats. And he struck him out 7 of those 8 times. So a walk in that situation. Now you got to face a right-hander, a good right-hander with lots of power. It's tough.
No balls and 1 strike. Bases are loaded. 2 runs in here in the 9th. And this is lined right at Morris, and that'll end the inning. Crawford, Hicks, and Blanco coming up.
Player of the game, and we think Jason Worth is the difference maker in this ball game. A 2-strike home run off Matt Cain in the 5th inning, number 6 on the year, and then here in the 9th he comes up with the bases loaded and does this 2-strike hitting again right back up the middle and tack 2 more RBIs on, and for that he's our Honda player of the game. The pitcher now for the Nationals will be Jerry Blevins, 6'6", 187-pound lefty. 30th time he's come in, 2-2 with a 3.86 ERA, 26 strikeouts, 23 1/3. A's fans in the Bay Area will remember Jerry Blevins. Pitched 4+ years with Oakland.
And a strike to Crawford.
And Blevins has good stuff. Got a fastball that's low 90s. He'll 2 and 4 seam it. Curveball, slider, changeup. And he'll give you everything he's got. He'll throw them all.
And this is a line drive right at Espinosa, so 1 out. And here's Hicks. Hicks dropped on a bunt for a hit in the 7th inning. And a strike. Prior to the bunt base hit for Hicks, he'd got caught looking by Roark twice. And there's a line drive at Rendon, 2 outs.
So Blevins got the out of ball going.
Here's Blanco. Blanco tonight is 1 for 3. Singled in the 7th inning. And Blanco taking all the way. He takes a strike. Look out, breaking ball. Blanco getting out of dodge. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty breaking ball. Seen it for the first time. It definitely buckled Gregor Blanco. As soon as the Nationals got a 4-run lead, Soriano sat down. That was it. His night was done. Enter Jerry Blevins. That 91-mile-an-hour paint at the knees on the outside corner. The Giants running out of strikes.
And that's the ball game. So the game started out very weird. Matt Cain walked the first 3 hitters. And by the time we get to the last out, the Nationals, really Jason Worth was the difference, and LaRoche. Roach had the big hit in the first inning.
Well, a kind of weird night indeed. I mean, they say walks hunt. Giants pitching tonight walked 8 Nationals hitters, 4 of which scored, and the 3 were in the first inning. The first 3 guys walked, they all scored, and that really was the difference in this ball game. Rough night for Matt Cain. And the Giants have one more chance to salvage 1 win in this 4-game set with the Nationals.
Final score here at AT Park. It's the Nationals 6 and the Giants 2. Esurance Giants post game live with interviews and the wrap is coming up. But first, let's go to the Sportsnet